If I could boil it down to one reason why these pods came in existence, it was simple. I just wanted to create something, one, that gave me excellent sound quality, and two, didn't look like a box. When I first started to design these shapes, I had no acoustic knowledge. So I looked at sound as being like a liquid or a gas. When you look at the pod, say for instance, it has these chambers that form below the backbone. You have a chamber for the tweeter array that runs down the back of the shape. Then you have the chamber below that which holds the woofer, which then sort of rounds in a C shape to the bass bore. And quite simply, I just imagined the air behind each driver pushing through and coming forwards. And this is how I imagined sound to work. By creating a design that was completely round and sympathetic to this liquid, which I thought was sound, we would have improved sound quality. My bubble really burst when I understood that sound doesn't really work like that. It works as a vibration. There's no real movement. But it didn't stop me from actually designing in that tone, if you like. Because bringing all those rounded contours and all those rounded parts of the cabinet were very, very sympathetic to how the sound behaved when it emitted outside of the cabinet. That's the beauty of this art that I created. Because it wasn't that when I started. It's rested on this little boat, floating along the waves with no sail. It's just gone into this direction. I've been very lucky to work with some incredibly gifted people, gifted acoustic engineers. I was actually amazed when I started to understand that sound waves themselves weren't just squiggles, that they actually had a form. For instance, you take a metal plate, you put some sound on it, you place this on top of a loudspeaker, and then you play the loudspeaker. If you stop at each frequency, you'll discover that each has its own shape. Some of these patterns actually reflected what we see in nature. I saw facets in a crystal. One of the patterns had this nebula that emitted outwards. If you looked at the centre of, say, a succulent, then you could see the leaf structure also resembled this concentric pattern. It's surprising to see these patterns, but somehow the sounds themselves relate to the patterns that they're making. To imagine that these things are coming at you from a loudspeaker is quite amazing. And when you mix all these frequencies up, what shapes are actually coming to you now? This moving thing that is constantly changing. The pod speaker range became an antidote to the convention of square, box-type enclosures that deliver sound as a living shape and inspire connection to the music.